what it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Make sure to check out our sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your cell phone old, broken, or you're just trying to get rid of it. You can contact them right at the number on the screen, text or call. Also, their social media and website is in the description if that's more convenient. If you share their social media accounts on social media, get a chance to win an iPhone. Go check them out. All right, man. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, the baby mamas. But shout out to everybody out there, man. This wasn't even a video that I even had on my agenda today, man. But I came across the interview on Twitter. And this interview gonna go over some people's head, especially the Spence stars head. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support, all right? And one of the reasons it's gonna go over people's heads is because Floyd said that Errol Spence is supposed to feel that way, that he should be able to beat him, and these fighters should be able to think they can beat him. And of course, if you don't believe you the best, you know, at what you're doing, then who else gonna believe it? You know, could Errol Spence go in there and beat Floyd Mayweather? The possibilities are endless in boxing. Anything can happen. A punch, you know, an injury. You know, Errol Spence could just show that, hey, this is the reason why Floyd didn't fight young black fighters in his prime. That's absolute fact. You know, he fought Shabba Mitchell, he fought Corley, he fought, you know, Shane at the end, he fought Zab. You know, that was okay, but at the end of the day, he wasn't trying to fight these Keith Thurmans and Errol Spences and Sean Porters and stuff of that nature, man. And like he said yesterday, he ain't fighting none of them fools who don't have a country on their back. And we know that America don't support black fighters, and America don't support no fighters like that in whole. And I'm talking about black America, white America, in general, because, hey, they don't know who the fighters are no more. And it ain't no prominent white fighters to follow like it is in UFC. But, you know, he did give him props to say, you supposed to feel that way. He supposed to believe he can beat me. And Floyd, I heard that, you know, Errol did good against him when they sparred the first time. But people don't know about the second time. I know somebody that was there personally that told me Floyd put the Beast by Dre on him when they sparred again. You know, I heard that sometimes, you know, Floyd, you know, people get the best of Floyd once a sparring, twice a sparring, but never 3 times. You know, and sparring is sparring. Paul Sabadorf gave Floyd that work, and that you could visually see that. And that is the reason why Floyd doesn't allow cameras in the gym. Go check that Floyd and Paul Sabadorf sparring out. Sabadorf straight dominated Floyd Mayweather, but his career got dominated by drugs. Not saying he would have did the same thing to Floyd in an actual fight, but hey, it happens. You know, nobody is you know, unbeatable in sparring amateurs and in the square circle as a professional. But yeah, Errol supposed to feel that way. My only issue when Errol said that was a focused Floyd Mayweather, a focused Errol Spence. You know, we can refer to as fans as a focused Adrian Broner, a prime Roy Jones, a prime Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can refer to, Ali, you know, before, you know, they try to take his prime away. We can say that. But when you talking about yourself in the third person about being focused and disciplined, and this is where I'm about to get to this video at that went over a lot of fools' heads, is Floyd, as soon as he said that about Errol Spence, he went into, you know, he talked to him indirectly. He sent the message to him that, you know, you can smoke, you can drink. Him and Fat Tank too. He can smoke, he can drink, he can do drugs, he can have habits right now. But as you get into your 30s, all that shit gonna catch up to you. And that's exactly what I've been saying. People get mad at me. Oh, Earl don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that. That's a fucking lie. Everybody know it. Nate Jones said it, you know, from the Mayweather gym. The other brother that a lot of people don't like, Leon Muhammad, is that his name? He be doing interviews with Champside and Xavier Shoot the 5. Shout out to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody know it, bro. We seen him drunk after the fight. We know people say, oh, he was just high. He was, nigga, fuck about it. He was DUI driving his car, Lambo or Ferrari, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? People still trying to deny he ain't got no drinking habit. You know, and blowing up in between fights. Floyd said one thing, I was disciplined. I didn't smoke. I didn't do no drugs. I was disciplined inside and outside the ring. To a certain extent, he right. Did he have his issues as far as, you know, getting the problems on the strip and with his baby mamas? Absolutely. But he stayed on weight. He stayed on code. He stayed tight in the waist. Him and Bernard Hopkins and Andre Ward never let that weight blow up. Trained in between fights. Stayed in shape in between fights, I better may say. And he basically spoke to Errol Spence and say, all that shit you doing now, You know, you got to be disciplined. If you want to be great, you want to be an all-time great, you want to, you know, defeat Crawford and move up and compete and defeat Canelo Alvarez, you know, you got to live a clean fighter's lifestyle, but it may be too late that he already done that. The damage is in. If you drinking like that in your 20s, in your 30s, it's going to start to show in your body. I remember, you know, I used to eat, you know, chili cheese fries and drink and go right to the gym in the morning and work out. And shit, I couldn't even do that shit no more when I turned 30. Where I got in my late 20s. You know what I'm saying? My body started to change. You know, some people could eat hot Cheetos all day, but when they get in their 30s, you know, all of a sudden their body don't respond the same. So imagine, you know, drinking and smoking, your body don't recover the same. I remember I drunk shit a whole bunch of E&J when I was younger. I was at this little like after hour little joint, and I'm killing the E&J. I done killed the whole fifth straight by myself. Fucked up. My man's driving though. So I had to be to work at 6 in the morning. I used to work at this little, in college, this little, it's like Panera Bread, but it wasn't, right? They closed now. And shit, man, I threw up and shit. That's only 1 or 2 times I ever threw up drinking. I threw up. I set my alarm clock we got in about 3, so I only had like a good hour and a half of sleep, 2 hours. So I had to be there at 6. So I woke up at 5:30 maybe. Drove to the job. I think I got there early, laid in my car for a minute, bro. And then I just got right to work, and it didn't affect me. My manager was like, I couldn't tell you were drunk the whole day. I was like, yeah, man, shit. When I went home, slept, did that same shit again. You can do that when you're younger. You get older, recovery get a little bit harder. And that go the same thing for athletes, man. So Floyd was talking to him and saying, man, all that undisciplined shit that you doing, all that smoking and drinking and lolly-dolly, we like to party, all that shit you doing, that shit gonna catch up to you. He said you can't be great, you can't, you know, fuck with me, and you smoking and drinking, and you blowing up and be in between fights. And everybody know that about Errol. You know, that ain't no industry secret, dude. And what he finding out right now is that, you know, he trying to get it together, but the difference is, you getting it together, and excuse me, DoorDash just came. You getting it together, but it might be too late, and he getting it together during the quarantine. So what happened when Texas and the world opened back up? Is you gonna be disciplined, or you only disciplined because can't nobody partying and ain't no social distancing, and you only getting it right then? So everybody know this dude is a crash dummy waiting to happen. And it may be too late to change his ways. You know, if he didn't go into Alcohol Anonymous, or they ain't get him no help by now, and Al Haymon can't take him to rehab, it's too late. And Floyd need to worry about his own fighter, and Gervonta Tank Davis. He gonna be out of boxing by the time he get to Errol Spence age, because he gonna be 160 pounds. He can't fight at middleweight. He can't fight at welterweight, 147, 154. I don't care if he say he do punch harder than Deontay Wilder. He don't. If he did, Gamboa wouldn't have lasted 12 rounds, 11 rounds, whatever it was. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you can tell these dudes till you blue in your face. You can pull them to the side, but then again, this is a recurring theme in boxing. Sugar Ray Leonard, Pernell Whitaker, Roger Mayweather. You know, a lot of fighters had issues with being disciplined inside and outside the ring. Every all-time great wasn't Bernard Hopkins. Chavez had his issues. Every all-time great wasn't Andre Ward with the discipline. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather with the discipline. It has been multiple Kovalevs out there. You know what I'm saying? There's been multiple fighters that abuse their bodies outside of boxing. But when you get older, it's the difference between having a career like Bernard, having a career like Floyd, and really, you know, having shorter careers. If you want to box a long time, and you want to go into your 30s and dominate, you know, and you want to, you know, possibly go into your 40s and 50s, you can't be playing with, you know, the bullshit outside of boxing. And Floyd Mayweather was telling Errol Spence that was his message to him. So that's exactly what he talked about. Like, you can't be great and you doing all this shit. When you get in your 30s, your body not gonna respond. That's why he keep blowing up in weight. It ain't just because he can't stay in shape, or he eating, you know, bullshit and drinking and smoking outside the ring, because he fighting at a weight class he doesn't belong at. He's suppressing the body, and when you suppress the body in weight, after the fight, the body is going to blow up, you know, heavier than it was. So if he had 47, if, you know, he's 60 at fight night, you know, he usually blow up to 180. You know, that's what he walk around, 185, 180. You know, whatever it is. Now he blowing up to 90, 200. You know what I'm saying? Because his body doesn't belong there, and then he's not being disciplined in between fights to allow the cut to be easier. So, to be honest, even before the car accident, and I've been saying this, he upset waiting to happen. You know, that's why the power wasn't there versus Mikey. That's why the reaction time and the fluidity wasn't there versus Shine. His time is coming. And people say, oh, you just hating. I'm not hating. I can just tell by the cut in the face, the drainage, how he living his life. You know, Errol Spence going to have a short shelf life, and somebody going to be the lucky soul to really, you know, benefit off of beating his ass, because he ain't at his best at 47 no more. So Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, or, you know, Qdoba or Sergey Lipinets, they might hit a lick. Just hit me a lick, been to blow a check. Got stacks on deck, goons on deck. They might just hit a lick on this dude, man, because he ready to go, man. I'm telling you. He keep trying to make 47, you know, he ready to go. And then if he had a good team around him, manager, father, coach, and advisor, was actually managing him the right way, they'll tell him to move up. But, you know what I'm saying? Everybody always talking about the money. I was talking to somebody on social media, Twitter the other day, and I was like, Alex Smith need to retire. Oh, no, he got the money to play with. Is your money or your livelihood? And a lot of people put money over livelihood. I'm not putting money over time, because, you know, time is something you can't get back. You can get money back. You can't get time back. And people don't understand. You don't understand it. People say, oh, he got more than he can't. All this punishment that he taking at 47 on his body, and how he treating his body in between fights, he gonna be a mushroom, dude. His head gonna be a fried tomato, fried green tomatoes, that movie. He gonna be fried head. But hey, people don't understand what I'm saying. Hey, appreciate the love, support. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You reach out if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. And just keep following me, man. If you want to reach out, if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or you want to chop it up, man, let me know, man. And appreciate the love, support. Appreciate everybody for holding us down. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. Goodfella Sports TV. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We gone.